HandymanTeacher.com here. We've got a little bit of landscaping to do here. These folks are going to be moving and they want to kind of dress up this back area and dress up the front area. And here's what we're going to do. We've already had them cut back the palm tree so that we get new blooms or new ferns coming this way. And I see that I'm going to have to take these back a little bit further so that we develop this nice look to it. And we'll do that when we come to go to work. The next thing we're going to have to do is we've got these hibiscus here, and you can see they're very woody. All they are great big sticks in the ground, haven't been pruned properly over the years, so we have just a bunch of wood. So what we're going to do is redefine the bricks for the garden area here. We're going to take out the woody hibiscus, and since the white gravel is a nice idea, we want this to kind of step out a little bit. And so what we're going to do is kind of rake the gravel smooth and then put in a red mulch, because red mulch is really going to look real nice against the white and the gray of the sides. Over here, we originally were going to put in a little raised garden here, and as you can see, it never got done. So we'll eliminate the block. We'll take the block out of here, and we'll balance with the pavers. You see how we got these three pavers here on this side? And what we'll do is, once we take the blocks and the trash out of here, is we'll put three pavers here so that this area looks nice and even. Now we'll walk around front and see what we're going to do out front. Now out back, remember we were talking about a very woody hibiscus? Let's take a look at this. This one has been properly pruned, turned into a bush, and while it's woody on the inside, they're just loaded with our blossoms here on the outside. But come on over here a second and take a look. This area here is just kind of trashy looking. So we're going to go ahead and rake out the trash and then put in the red mulch to again kind of enhance this area and just kind of make it look like it's been tended. And then over here we'll kind of do the same thing. We've got basically just sand here. So what we're going to do is red mulch this area, and they've already bought some flowers here, which we'll just kind of put in this area here just to dress up the front entrance so that when people come to look at it, when they sell it, they'll be able to have a nice looking entrance coming in. Also, there's a bunch of leaves in around the juniper here. We'll get our blower and clean this out here where the leaves are so that we just make it a nice fresh look when we come here. The rest of the entrance looks pretty good. We won't have to do any painting in here. We'll just have to take the hose and hose down the siding and just get the dust off it. But I think overall that'll be about it. Hi, Hub from HandymanTeacher.com here. Remember we were talking about what to do with this garden area here in the back and the front of the house. And what I want to show you is what $60 and 2 hours of labor will do. So let's take a look starting over here. We trimmed this palm tree back so that the new branches will come out and open up. Our biggest expense was these 5 crotons here. They were $4 a piece at Home Depot. They're not the biggest ones, they're just the standard size ones. We have bricks that we just reset these bricks in the front just to make a little bit of a border. And then we took a total of 12 bags of mulch. So that's $2 a bag for mulch. And we put, there was white marble there. Well, we put the red mulch down as kind of a cover. The next thing that we did was we took away those big blocks that were here. Remember they had kind of a planter here that wasn't doing anything? Well, we've taken those away, and now the only thing we have left to do is to get some white paint on that metal down the bottom that got a little bit rusty, just to make it look nicer. And then the next thing we did was we took 3 of these matching stones that were here, put them in front of the door. We took the 2 that were in front of the door and made them just as a side piece. We then ran the mulch pattern this way just to kind of give us some continuity of where this property is. Also, we redid the drain here. This was draining and running down into the sand. We picked this end up right here so that when the water comes out it slows down a little and then flows away. The other thing we had to do was to move this sprinkler because it would have been buried underneath the block. So we moved it over, put the ring back around it, and now the water will do what it is. We'll take a second here and walk around front and show you what we did around front. Now we're back around front, and what I want to show you is what we did out here. Since we have a common area here, when I reset the cement border here, I reset it all the way across to give it some uniformity because this whole thing had rolled over. The next thing we did was kind of just highlight our side with the red mulch. Tucked it under these bushes, tucked it in here, and just kind of went along here just to make it a visual thing. Now if you'll look back here, we haven't put mulch back here, but again, we need to make a decision as whether we ought to mulch this area in or not, and we haven't decided yet whether to go ahead and do that, because we're trying to stay within a budget on this thing. Then over on this side, we've again dressed with a mulch. It had no border over here, so I dug down so that we have a lip for this mulch to sit into. You see right here? Because we don't want that mulch rolling out of there. So basically I just dug a little trough all the way along there and then backed the mulch into there. And you can see I have a couple of inches on it there. You see, not much, just a dressing. It's just a dressing. And then back here, you can see why I'm thinking about doing the other side. We've put the mulch all the way back to the house here, and you see how much nicer that looks. We didn't do it, but the people that own the house bought some little potted plants just to kind of outline the entrance a little bit. That would have run a little more money, but that wasn't part of what I had to budget. But this is what $60 in 2 hours would do for you. So that's a little bit of landscaping from Hub at HandymanTeacher.com.